Hello everyone, this is the finale of What If Naruto Gave Hinata Another Shot, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. 14 years later, Naruto stayed perfectly still. He positioned himself in the trees using both shadows and light to hide himself. He scanned the area and noted that his two opponents had covered their chakra signatures. This'll be fun, he thought, smiling. He suddenly sensed a presence behind him and he leapt away. Landing on the ground, he looked into the tree he had been occupying and glared at the young woman standing there in all black. The young woman whipped her dark blue bangs away from her face, her ponytail swishing slightly across her lower back. "Found you," she said with a smirk. "Where's your partner? A little while for you to come after me alone. After all, I am known as the demon of the leaf," he said, menacingly. The 14-year-old girl grinned at him. "Who said I was alone? 8 trigrams, 64 palms." Naruto wheeled around in shock as a young ninja with Byakugan activated burst from the ground and began closing his chakra points. Naruto screamed in pain as the last shot sent him flying into a tree. He landed hard enough against it to crack the trunk. Both teens began smiling at him. They were shocked when he smiled back. "Don't get so happy. After all, you barely managed to defeat a clone," he said, disappearing in a puff of smoke. Suddenly, both teens were lifted off the ground and began kicking and screaming as 2 Narutos held them, arms pinned to their sides. "Dad, that was cheating," the girl yelled. "Hey, you two cheated using your blood limit," he said with a shrug. "So, you said anything went. That includes our Byakugan," the boy said furiously. "I did say that, didn't I? Well, if that's the case, my shadow clone technique wasn't cheating. This is," he said as he and his clone began tickling the 2 children. They both fell to the ground, laughter echoing all around the training ground. "You two give, or do I need to continue?" he asked, smiling as they regained their breath. They both gave a chorus of, "Yeah, we give," as the 3 walked back home. "Mom, Dad cheated." That was the first thing out of Hana's mouth as they got home. Hinata smiled as she hugged her children and then gave her husband a K as he grinned. "I didn't cheat. I told them anything went. And since they made Junin, I figured they could handle a few clones," he said simply, getting a kick from his daughter. Hinata smiled as she watched. "It wasn't fair. You said you wouldn't use them on us until we were ready." She pouted. Naruto grinned as he deflected her kick and jumped back away. "You are ready. You're Junin. Stop complaining. Just be glad I don't ground you for that kick." "You wouldn't," she said, shocked. "Oh, but I would," he retorted. "Hey Dad, there's a man here to see you. He looks weird," his son called from the hall before a scream and a crash caused Naruto and Hinata to run to his son. He stopped in shock at what he saw. White as a sheet, black hair hanging waist length, creepy, a grin on his face. "Orochimaru. Ah, Naruto-kun. Or should I say Demon of the Leaf. I see you have been busy since we last met. Coo. What do you want?" he asked as he readied himself to take on one of the original of the legendary 3. "Just 2 things. I don't plan on a fight yet. First, I wish to inform you that Alpha will be attacking in 2 months. Do nothing that will show that you know or he will attack beforehand. Second, I want to congratulate you, Sasuke-kun, and Sakura-chan on each being granted the Law of Sannin." Naruto stood still, gathering his chakra and prepared to attack when Orochimaru vanished. "Damn him, you slimy snake bastard," he shouted. He heard movement behind him and watched his son casually brush off the dust and dirt that had collected on his shirt after coming back through the hole in the wall he had made going through it. "Who was that?" Minato asked. "No one important, Minato." 1 month later, Hana sat outside and was enjoying herself with her friends as a boy about her age passed by. A girl with short dark hair in twin buns leaned over to her. "What about him, Hana?" she asked eagerly. Hana giggled and used her Byakugan to look through his clothes. Her face went red as she turned back to her friends, eyes normal. "Whoa. Oh, I wish I had Byakugan. I could do so many things with it," her blonde-haired friend said. Hana looked at her two friends with amusement. Calm down, Ino. What would your mom think? She said, grinning. Hana knew her mom and dad wouldn't approve of her using her blood limit this way, but her mother had told her that she had used it on her father when they were younger. Yeah, I've only done what Hana has a couple of times. Dad was mad when he found out, but mom was cool with it. Her dark-haired friend told them. Uncle Neji got mad. Worried. He's calm as a rock when you guys come round. Hana said, eyebrow raised at her cousin. Yeah, he only ever gets mad at home. He said, EMI, if you wish to be a true Hyuga and the greatest head of our clan, then start to show a little restraint. She said, perfectly imitating her father, causing her friends to laugh. Oh, Hana, see what Uchiha looks like. Ino squealed. Hana sighed as she remembered that Ino acted just like her mother. They had the same name and the same looks. Even the same personality. Hana activated her Byakugan and damn near passed out from loss if a voice hadn't sounded out, causing her to snap back to reality. Hana Uzumaki, what the hell do you think you're doing? She watched in dread as her father came down the street, anger on his face. Oh, she muttered before putting on her innocent face. She had a feeling he wouldn't buy it. Yes, Daddy, she asked sweetly. Drop the act. I saw what you just did. And EMI, I know you were doing it too. If I ever see you two do that again, I'll instructed all the guys on how to produce a chakra shield around their B so that even a Byakugan can't penetrate. He told them, before he walked away, wondering where he went wrong with her. Naruto, I know you're wondering why I called you here. Naruto stood in the Hokage's office, watching his grandmother pace behind the desk. She was smiling, but it looked a little strained. I want to inform you that I have named you as my successor. Naruto smiled as he listened to what she had to say. His lifelong dream was coming true. In 1 week, I will step down and the consul will inaugurate you as the Hokage. Naruto saw worry on her face. I guess you also have something else to tell me. You look worried, he said. She smiled. Of course he would see it. I just don't like the rumors I have heard about the dogs of war. If they come, we'll defeat them. Don't be so sure they're your problem. Coo coo coo. A sudden explosion yelled through the south wall as sound shinobi entered the village. Naruto and Tsunade watched in shock as a giant black snake moved their way. On its head, stood one of the original 3 Sannin. Orochimaru had come to finish what he started all those years ago. A sudden explosion yelled through the south wall as sound shinobi entered the village. Naruto and Tsunade watched in shock as a giant black snake moved their way. On its head, stood one of the original 3 Sannin. Naruto and Tsunade acted instantly. The Hokage activated the Emigan CPA. All around the village her voice blared throughout. All villagers are to report to the designated emergency shelters. All shinobi, prepare to repel invaders. Code 17. Code 17 was for the shinobi to form into small 4-man units and conduct attacks on the opposing forces. Naruto nodded to the Hokage and vanished in a bright yellow flash. The demon of the leaf headed for battle. At the Uzumaki clan house, Hinata and her children were cleaning up the table when Kira came hurtling into the room, followed by Konohamaru. Both looked disheveled and she had a feeling she knew why. But she didn't push the issue, because the 2 Junin had fear on their faces. The village is under attack. The Hokage has ordered all available shinobi to repel the invaders. Kira said breathlessly. All 3 turned to head out the door, when Kira stopped Hinata. Where do you think you're going? To defend the village. Not caring my unborn cousin you're not. Kira said angrily, you're going to the shelters along with Tenten, Ino, and myself. Hinata knew that no matter what she said, Kira would make sure that Hinata went. And she knew her children wouldn't go with her. They were available and they were needed. Nodding her head, she and Kira left and headed for Safety as the village defenders fought back against the invaders. Naruto grinned, as he dropped 10 sound shinobi using the Flying Thunder God technique. He watched as Sasuke impaled an enemy as Sakura crushed one of their heads. The 3 had only been fighting for 10 minutes and had killed at least a third of the attacking forces. Just like the last battle of the last war. He yelled at Sasuke. The Uchiha grinned. The 3 had defeated over 2,000 men before the enemy commander. It was he how had said that they were deserving of the lure of Sannin. A little too much like the last war. She said grimly as the 3 headed to take care of Orochimaru. He couldn't understand why he was losing. He had surprise, he had power, and he had over 1,000 of his best warriors. So how was the Leaf Village able to push his forces back? He was brought out of his thoughts as three large animals appeared. He smiled. A nine-tailed fox with orange fur. A jet-black dragon with twin tails. And a pink cat with a katana. On top of the animals were Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. The new legendary three. Coo coo coo. How delightful. A Sanin-level battle. I must say that this is going to be enjoyable. Now, all I need is for my partner. Ah, Alpha. Nice to see you. Orochimaru said, smiling as a great black wolf appeared beside him. The wolf bared his teeth at the three summons in front of him. Ah, Kyuubi. I see the leaf has a pet demon, the wolf said with amusement in his voice. I only serve those of the Uzumaki clan. If that snaky bastard hadn't came my kits and sealed my mate, I'd never have attacked this village, the Ninetales said, eyes red with rage. Hey, pitiful. Oh, is that Mace? Well, I see a fire-breathing like you is still alive. And you won't be after tonight, Ganto. No one insults the Uchiha Guardian and lives. The dragon said with malice. Show respect, you slimy lizard. Now, what's this? A pink cat with a katana. Not very opposing. Tempt me, Maggie Mutt. I'll show you how opposing cats can be. The cat hissed, drawing her blade. Ennet, Ganto. Let's get this over with. We'll kill the demon and his friends, then his children. And finally his wife. They can rot in hell for all eternity. Naruto let out a cry of rage and he and the Kyuubi launched into the attack, followed by their friends. This battle would be a turning point. If they won, the Leaf Village would survive. If they failed, everyone was S. Naruto leapt at Kiba, sword drawn as the Kyuubi charged the Black Wolf. Both Kiba and Ganto met their attacks and a massive battle was started. Kiba drew a short sword and began to parry Naruto's strikes with perfection. I see you trained in sword combat. What level are you, Kiba? Naruto asked, having another prefect strike blocked by Kiba. A 4th level master. And I am no longer Kiba. I am Alpha, Demon K. He roared and switched into offense. Naruto smiled as he continued to block the attacks. Kiba was excellent. Becoming a 4th level was an oppressive thing. But Naruto himself had become a 5th level. Kiba was out of his league. Kyuubi attempted to get Ganto pinned by using his weight against him. He failed but managed to put a gash in his side. Well, you've gotten better since we last fought, Fox. I owe it all to my jailer. We have both been training. Now, Ganto, would you be so kind as to stand still so I can kill you? Alas, my old friend, I cannot. Even if you do defeat me, I won't make it easy on you. Hey, just the way I like my prey. Foolish and why? Kyuubi jumped back away from Ganto and began to fire off multiple attacks with his tails. Grand Fireball Jutsu. A ball of fire twice the size of Kyuubi hurtled toward Gannet who was still in the air, having leapt to close the distance between the two. Full moon. The wolf began to glow as the fireball impacted. Kyuubi smiled as he watched his old nemesis take the hit to the sea. His grin didn't vanish even when the smoke cleared, showing a glowing wolf. Ganto was now silver as a soft glow, almost like the moon's was given off by his fur. Ah, your personnel shield. Impenetrable to any attack. The ultimate defense. However, Kyuubi smirked as he watched the wolf pant. It wats up a tremendous amount of chakra. And it is only as powerful as the chakra you have left. Judging by your current state, I'd say you have 5 minutes. Cleaver Fox. Cleaver, I would not use this if I didn't think I could win in 5 minutes. Humph. Still arrogant. Now, time for you to leave this mortal coil, so to speak. Ganto launched himself at Kyuubi as the great nine-tailed fox began gathering his chakra into a dense ball, similar to Rasengan, but on a much higher scale. The WVES of chakra the demon gave off, threw the silver wolf away. Ganto looked at Kyuubi as the fox ate the ball of chakra. Kyuubi grinned at Ganto. Kyuubi opened his mouth and sent the ball of chakra flying at Ganto. The wolf couldn't move. He doubted he could anyway. The ball of spinning chakra impacted into his sea. He screamed out in pain as he felt his sea being into pieces. I lost. Those words were the last he thought as the ball punched through his sea, bursting his heart and blowing a good portion of his sea cavity out his back. Be shot out as the great wolf fell onto his side. Kyubi smiled as he looked at the village. He could see Mason Kilter Literaluel, the great black snake to Pesses, his summoner, at long last. Kyubi wished he could stay to help, but he was at his limits. Good luck, Kit. With a long bang, Kyubi vanished in a puff of smoke. Naruto smiled as he watched Kiba become irritated at his inability to land a single blow on his opponent. Why won't you? He spat, having another blow blocked. Because I have a family and village to protect. After all, I become Hokage in a week. He said, grinning at Kiba's face. Naruto didn't want to K him, but Kiba was too dangerous to live. He'd his clan, leaving only a handful of members, and had K2 members of Naruto's family. He would be stopped here. This ends here, Kiba. You've done too much evil to be allowed to return. May Kami have mercy on your soul. Naruto struck Kiba's blade with such force that it shattered. His blade flew out of his hand. Kiba watched in shock and horror as Naruto summoned 2 clones. They began creating a Rasengan, but something was different. It had a ball in the middle and chakra from what looked like a shuriken on the side of the ball. This is my own personnel jutsu. It is your method of Goodbye, Kiba. I am sorry that I failed you as a friend. Rasen Shuriken. Every shinobi watched as Naruto launched himself at Kiba. Sakura buried her head into Sasuke's sea as he watched. His best friend was about to K someone that they had known since childhood. Goodbye, Kiba. I wish it hadn't ended this way. Naruto felt sadness tear at his heart as his jutsu connected into Kiba's sea. Former friend screamed in pain and agony as the chakra blades from the attack began to through his armor and began to push through his sea. Naruto didn't want to continue, but knew if he did, more innocents would be harmed or K. He knew that when he became Hokage, such things sometimes happened. So he pushed his fist forward. Naruto felt tears run down his face as his friend glared at him, blood trickling down his chin. You can't defeat me. Kiba gasped as the Rasen Shuriken continued to tear through his sea cavity. I have to. I am sorry. I hope you find peace in the next life. Goodbye, friend. With that, Naruto let out a roar and shoved his head farther forward. Naruto dropped to the ground, his right hand numb and covered in his friend's B. He began to cry when a hand landed on his shoulder. Looking up, he saw Jiraiya looking at him with sadness on his face. Behind him stood his friends, children and former teachers. All of them wanted him to know that he had done all he could. But nobody could comfort him. After what felt like hours, a lavender-scented being wrapped their arms around him. He could feel their tears land on his shoulder. Whipping them away, he looked over at Hinata. She was smiling at him, but pain was still on her face. It's all right, Naruto-kun. You did what you could to bring him back. You did what you could and defended the village. No one here thinks less of you, she said softly. Naruto nodded and stood up, allowing himself to be led to the hospital. He felt such pain and shame that he had failed to bring Kiba back and had K him. It was a week after Kiba's death. The village had been assembled in front of the Hokage's tower and waited. Today, a new Hokage would be brought before them. And Ita didn't have any idea who it would be. There were 3 Sannin in the village now, plus the 2 still alive. They wondered who it would be. They stopped talking as the 5th Hokage stepped forward. Some time ago, I chose my successor. This shinobi has climbed through the ranks and has proven himself to be the most powerful nin in the village. He has suffered and overcame it. He has saved this village countless times, always placing himself in danger to defend those precious to him. Today, I proudly pass the Hokage to Naruto Uzumaki. She stepped back and a blonde ninja wearing the Hokage's hat stepped forward as the villagers cheered and applauded. They knew that they were safe with him. They could trust him. And they didn't even care that he contained the 9 tails. It's just like you wanted, Hinata said, smiling at him. Yeah, I have the villagers' respect and trust. I just hope I don't fail, he said as she wrapped her arms around his waist, resting her chin on his shoulder. Now since is when my husband afraid of failing. Shouldn't you be looking for the of best possibilities? She smiled. He turned around and returned her smile with his own, hands on her waist. You're right, he said, K her softly. Now there's the man I fell in love with all those years ago. And he's not going anywhere. He smiled and K her again as the sun set, turning the sky gold, road pink, and a ton of different colors. The village hidden in the leaves has found the peace and harmony it had not seen in years. And the sateen blonde Hokage would make sure it stayed that way. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.